There's a silence that falls upon your spirit when you finally stop chasing, that moment when the rush fades, the noise dims, the pressure eases off your shoulders, and you find yourself sitting in your room alone, wondering, why am I running so fast? Where am I going? Who told me this was the path? When you sit in your room, no notifications, no goals, no plans, and you ask, what if success isn't out there? What if it's in here? That whisper from your heart, the voice we all silence in pursuit of applause. What if it's been speaking to you all along? They taught us to hustle, to climb, to compete, to become someone in the world. From the moment we were born, we were measured. Grades, achievements, approval, and slowly we started believing that we are only as good as what we can show. But nobody told us how to become someone to ourselves, how to sit with our soul, how to embrace the parts that no one claps for, how to feel proud when no one is watching. I want you to think about the first time you believed you had to prove yourself. Was it as a child? Was it when someone told you you're not enough? Was it when your worth became tied to your performance? Because that's the day you started chasing an illusion, and it's time to come home to yourself. That's where the journey to true success begins, not in ambition, but in healing, not in proving, but in becoming whole. Let's begin there. Let me tell you something. Growth doesn't scream, it whispers. We've been sold a version of success that's loud, flashy, and instantly recognizable. The cars, the cameras, the claps. But real growth, real becoming, it happens quietly. It's when you face your reflection in the mirror and say, I'm not there yet, but I'm not who I was. It's in the moment you decide to forgive someone who never apologized. It's when you show up even when no one notices. It's when you choose kindness over ego. That's growth. That's success. I once met a woman who worked as a janitor for 25 years. And with tears in her eyes, she told me, Miss Oprah, I may clean floors, but I do it with dignity, because every time I shine that tile, I know I'm making someone's life just a little brighter. She wasn't chasing titles. She was embodying truth. She was becoming someone in the way she loved, in the way she served, in the way she showed up. And that, my friend, is the kind of success that no one can take away from you. So let me ask you, are you growing silently in the direction of your highest self? Take a moment, breathe, reflect. Not everything that counts can be measured. Not everything that grows has to be seen. When you choose patience over urgency, when you choose faith over fear, when you choose to try again even after failing, that's growth. And growth, when rooted in integrity, is the most powerful form of success. We spend our lives running toward destinations, thinking the arrival is the reward. But what if it's not? What if it's the becoming that unfolds on the journey that holds the real treasure? Let's sit with that. Let's walk through that. Let's begin to redefine what success means from the inside out, because real success is quiet, it's inward, and it's sacred. Now let me tell you a truth most people never hear. You can achieve everything and still feel empty. I have sat across from millionaires, people who have built empires, people who have won awards, walked red carpets, stood in front of cameras, and smiled. And when the lights went off, when the audience went home, they looked me in the eye and said, why do I still feel like something is missing? Because they were not aligned. Success without alignment is a house without a foundation. It may look beautiful from the outside, but it crumbles under pressure. You see, achievement is what the world sees. Alignment is what your soul feels. Ask yourself this. Are the things you're chasing aligned with your values, your truth, your purpose? Are you waking up every day living someone else's version of success? Are you pleasing everyone but your inner voice, Let me tell you something. When you live in alignment, there is a quiet power that carries you. You don't hustle, you flow. You don't force, you attract. You don't beg, you become. Alignment is when your heart, your actions, and your spirit are in sync. I want you to think about the last time you did something that lit you up, not because someone applauded, but because it felt right. That's alignment. Success isn't just reaching goals, it's reaching yourself in the process. It's when you say, "This may not make me famous, but it makes me whole. This may not make me rich, but it makes me real. This may not impress others, but it honors my soul." That is the kind of success that doesn't fade. Because when you are in alignment, your spirit expands. Your energy becomes magnetic. Your joy becomes effortless. And that's the success that whispers in the dark. You are exactly where you need to be. So I ask you today, are you aligned with your truth, or are you performing for applause? Because the moment you start choosing alignment over achievement, peace over perfection, purpose over pressure, that's when real success begins to unfold. Let's move toward that together, step by step, truth by truth, because that version of success, that's the one worth becoming. There is a truth about success that so many miss. We live in a world obsessed with being seen. To be seen as powerful, to be seen as accomplished, to be seen as the one on stage, the one in the limelight. But let me tell you something. True success has very little to do with being seen. It's not about the applause that echoes in a packed arena. It's about the quiet moments when you touch someone's life in a way that changes their world. When I say success is service, I'm talking about a radical shift. From what can I get to what can I give? From chasing headlines to creating hotlines. Let me tell you about a man. I once met a man who changed my entire understanding of what it means to be successful. He was not rich by the world's measure. He didn't have awards on his shelf or a name in the headlines. But what he did have was a heart so full it overflowed into every life he touched. He ran a small community center in a neighborhood forgotten by the world. Every morning before the sun rose, he opened the doors to kids who had nowhere else to go. No fancy programs, no flashy gimmicks, just love, just presence. And he listened, not just heard their words, but listened deeply to their fears, their dreams, their silent cries for hope. One young boy once told him, "No one has ever believed in me." That man simply said, "I believe in you." And that belief became the seed from which a life transformed. Years later, that boy graduated college, became a teacher, and came back to that community center to give back. That man never sought recognition. He never chased glory. He simply served, and that service, it built a legacy far greater than any trophy. Success isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about being the one who lifts others up quietly and steadily. And here's the beauty. When you serve, the spotlight finds you naturally. But you don't serve for the spotlight. You serve because it is the soul's calling. Because when you help others rise, you rise with them. Because service, how many followers you have, it's about how many lives you lift when no one is watching. There is a story about a woman named Rosa. Rosa was a single mother working 2 jobs to support her children. She didn't have time for fame. She didn't have money for glamour. But every day she found ways to help her neighbors, whether it was babysitting for a family in need or knitting scarves for the elderly in winter. Rosa's success was not measured in dollars, but in the warmth she spread. Her children grew up learning that true success was found in kindness. That's service. That's legacy. When you serve, you create a chain of hope that stretches far beyond your lifetime. It's like lighting candles in the dark, one flame, then another and another, and suddenly the whole room glows. But here's a question I want you to sit with deeply. Are you willing to let go of the need for external validation? Are you ready to serve even when no one is watching? Because that is where true success lies, in the humble acts that change the world, one person at a time. So today, I invite you to open your heart to service, to see success not as a trophy or a title, but as a chance to be a blessing, to live a life that matters not because of the spotlight, but because of the love you give away. Remember, the greatest leaders, the most successful people, they all have one thing in common: a heart that serves, a spirit that uplifts, a soul that shines brightest when helping others rise. And that, my dear friend, is the true meaning of success. Failure, that word, it can feel like a heavy stone in your chest, a shadow that looms over your dreams. It can silence your hopes, dim your spirit, and make you question your very worth. But here's the profound truth I want you to hold close. Failure is not your enemy. It is the sacred soil from which every great success springs. You see, the world often tells us that success means perfection, that winning means never falling. But life teaches us something different. Life says, to rise, you must first fall. To grow, you must first stumble. To succeed, you must first endure failure. I want you to take a moment and think about the most inspiring people you know, people who have achieved great things, whose stories uplift your soul. Did they never fail? No, they failed and failed and failed some more. But here's the difference. They did not let failure define them. They allowed failure to refine them. Failure became their greatest teacher, their fiercest motivator. Let me tell you about Michael Jordan. Before he became a basketball legend, Michael was cut from his high school varsity team. Imagine the heartbreak, the humiliation. But did he quit? No. He used that failure as fuel. He trained harder, practiced longer, and came back stronger. Michael Jordan once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I've been entrusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." His story shows us that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. It's the grit, the grind, the perseverance that makes victory sweet. Now, let's talk about the fear that failure brings. Fear is one of the greatest chains that hold us back. Fear whispers lies in our ears. You're not good enough. You'll never make it. Why even try? But what if we chose to listen to a different voice? A voice inside us that says, failure is temporary. Your dreams are worth the risk. That voice is courage, and courage is what moves us forward. You see, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of fear. Every time you face your fear of failure and step forward anyway, you grow stronger. You build resilience, that unshakable spirit that says, I will try again. I will rise again. Let me share a story about J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before her books became a global phenomenon, Rowling faced rejection after rejection. She was a single mother living on welfare. Her manuscript was turned down by multiple publishers. She could have given up, but she didn't. She believed in her story. She believed in herself, and her persistence changed the world of literature forever. What can we learn from her? That your dreams are worth fighting for. That failure is just a bend in the road, not the end of the road. Another truth about failure is that it teaches humility. When you fail, you realize you're human. You see your vulnerabilities, your limitations. But that humility is a gift. It connects us to others. It deepens our empathy. It reminds us that we are all on this journey together, struggling, learning, growing. When you open yourself to failure, you open yourself to transformation. Every failure is a chance to look inward, to ask hard questions. What can I learn? Where did I fall short? How can I do better next time? That reflection is the key to turning failure into growth. It's what transforms a setback into a comeback. And oh, the stories of comebacks. Take Oprah Winfrey herself. My own journey is full of setbacks. I was told I was unfit for television. I was fired from my first TV job, but I never let that define me. Instead, I used every no as a stepping stone. I embraced failure as a teacher, and here I stand today, sharing this message with you. If I can do it, so can you. You see, the journey to success is not glamorous. Yourself matters. Second, we develop a growth mindset. This means seeing challenges and failures as opportunities to grow, rather than signs of defeat. When you embrace a growth mindset, you become unstoppable. You see every obstacle as a stepping stone, every failure as a lesson. Third, surround yourself with support. Seek mentors, friends, and communities who believe in you, who will remind you of your worth when you forget, who will lift you up when you stumble. No one succeeds alone. Fourth, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself in moments of failure. Remember that you are human, that making mistakes is part of the journey. Don't beat yourself up. Instead, say, "It's okay, I'm doing my best." Lastly, keep moving forward. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about putting one foot in front of the other, day after day. And every step counts. I want to close this part with a challenge for you. The next time you fail, don't run from it. Don't hide. Face it with courage. Look it in the eye and say, "Thank you. Thank you for teaching me. Thank you for shaping me. Thank you for preparing me for the success that is coming." Because failure is not the end. It is the bridge to your dreams, your greatness, your destiny. So rise up, my friend. Rise with the strength of 1,000 failures behind you. Rise with the wisdom they have gifted you. Rise knowing that you are becoming everything you were meant to be. And know this, your best chapters are yet to be written. Every great journey begins with a vision, a clear picture of what you want your life to be. Vision is more than a goal. It's the fire in your heart, the compass that points you toward your purpose. It's what gets you up in the morning, even when the world feels heavy. Without a vision, you are like a ship lost at sea, tossed by every wave, with no anchor, no direction. But with a vision, you have clarity, you have focus, you have a reason to keep moving, no matter what. Vision is the language of the soul. It speaks to your deepest desires and calls you to greatness. So, how do you cultivate a vision that truly inspires you? First, you must deeply listen to your heart. What lights you up? What makes you come alive? What do you dream about when no one is watching? These are clues to your vision. Don't be afraid to dream big. Dream without limits, because your vision is your birthright. No dream is too grand, no aspiration too bold. Remember, the greatest visionaries of our time started with a single spark. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream, a vision of equality and justice. Malala Yousafzai dreamed of education for every girl. Elon Musk envisions a future where humans explore Mars. Each of these began with a vision that stirred their soul, and your vision can be just as powerful. Next, write it down, put your vision into words. Describe it in vivid detail. Where are you? What are you doing? Who is with you? How do you feel? Writing your vision makes it real. It connects your mind and heart. It sets your intention. Then, create a vision board, a collage of images, words, and symbols that represent your dream. Place it where a woman named Aisha. She dreamed of becoming an artist but faced constant discouragement. People told her it wasn't practical, that she should choose a real job. But Aisha held on to her vision. She painted every day. She took classes. She shared her art with the world. Years later, Aisha's paintings are displayed in galleries. She lives her dream. Her vision was her guiding star. So today I challenge you. What is your vision? What do you want your life to look like? Don't hold back. Speak it aloud. Write it down. See it clearly. And then take the next step, whatever that may be, because your vision is not just a dream. It is your future. It is your power. It is your gift to the world. Discipline and consistency, these two words hold the key to turning your dreams into reality. You can have the most beautiful vision, the strongest desire, but without discipline and consistency, that vision remains just a wish. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's the quiet strength that keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. It's showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is the rhythm of success. It's the daily habits, the repeated actions that compound over time. It's how you transform ordinary moments into extraordinary outcomes. Now, I want you to imagine a tree, a mighty oak tree. It doesn't grow overnight. It starts as a tiny seed, but with consistent watering, nurturing, and care day after day, season after season, it grows tall and strong. Your discipline is like that watering. Your consistency is the sunlight. Together, they create unstoppable growth. Let me share a story about Serena Williams. Her discipline in training, her consistency in practice, her relentless work ethic, that's what made her a champion. She didn't become the greatest overnight. It took years of waking up before dawn, pushing through pain, and never giving up. Discipline means making choices that align with your vision, even when temptations try to pull you away. It means prioritizing your goals over momentary pleasure. It means saying no to distractions and yes to your dreams. But discipline doesn't mean punishment. It means love and respect for yourself. It means committing to your highest good. One way to build discipline is by creating routines. Routines simplify your decisions. They reduce willpower fatigue. When good habits become automatic, discipline becomes easier. Start small. Pick one habit that supports your vision. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier to meditate or read. Maybe it's dedicating time every day to practice your craft. Whatever it is, commit to it. And be patient with yourself. Consistency is not perfection. It's persistence. It's getting back up when you slip. It's forgiving yourself and moving forward. Remember, success is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about progress, not perfection. Now, here's an exercise for you. Write down 3 daily habits that will bring you closer to your vision. Commit to practicing them every day for 30 days. Track your progress. Celebrate small wins. When you do this, you build momentum. Momentum is powerful. It creates energy that propels you forward. Another important aspect of discipline is managing your environment. Surround yourself with people who support your goals. Create spaces that inspire focus and creativity. Remove distractions that drain your energy. Your environment shapes your habits. Change your environment, and you change your behavior. Also, be mindful of your self-talk. The way you speak to yourself can either build discipline or break it down. Replace self-criticism with encouragement. Say, I am capable, I am committed, I can do this. This positive mindset fuels your consistency. Let me remind you that discipline and consistency are muscles. The more you use them, the stronger they become. They require practice, patience, and persistence. But the payoff is immeasurable. When you build unshakable discipline and consistency, you create a foundation for lasting success. You become someone who doesn't quit, someone who perseveres, someone who turns dreams into reality. So, my friend, today is the day to start. Start building your discipline, start embracing consistency, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined as we come to the close of this journey together. I want you to feel this truth deep within your soul. Success is not a distant dream reserved for the lucky few. It is a calling, a promise, a path that belongs to you right here, right now. You have the vision, you have the discipline, you have the strength within you to rise again and again. Remember, life's greatest victories are not in never falling, but in rising every time you fall. Your story is still being written, and the pen is in your hands. So, as you step forward from today, carry this with you. Every small step, every act of courage, every moment you choose faith over fear, you are building a life of greatness. You are creating a legacy of hope, inspiration, and triumph. You are worthy of the success you seek. You are capable beyond measure, and you are never alone on this journey. I believe in you. The world believes in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself. Go forth boldly, dream wildly, work relentlessly, and live a life that lights the world on fire. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Until we meet again, keep shining your light. Keep walking your path, and keep rising. Because your best life is waiting, and it begins today.